Okay guys, so we got some friends over, and if you've been watching the duster, you remember old Chris Birdsong brought me this duster, that duster, and he hauled it all the way from California, then to Las Vegas, and stored it for me for like 9 months, and then he hauled it to me from Las Vegas behind his '69 Charger General Lee. And if that don't just tell you badass right there, I don't know what does. And I'm starting to see a trend. And actually, my friend Brian, who's here, all the way from St. Louis, basically, he brought this up, and I'm noticing a trend here. He's in a 2006 Charger, which is also Patriot Blue, just like my Magnum and Dad's '06 Dodge truck. So I'm seeing a trend here that the Duster is being built by Chargers. And by the way, we're starting a club. If you don't have a Twinkie the Kid, you're not really welcome here anymore, because Brian and I started this. We got on Facebook one night, and Twinkie the Kid. Don't ask me why I find that so amusing. But took Brian for a ride in the old Duster. Running pretty good. It's pretty cold out today. Okay, I have the camera. What the is going on here? Oh.
This is what you do when your car is more comfortable ride than your truck.
That's a fair point. Another engine project.
Right, you're good.
Wee doggy. What are you gonna say about that one, Dad?
It's the right breed.
It is the right breed. At least it's a Dodge hauling a Dodge this time.
Charger,
Brian?
Charger. Where do you want these?
I don't know. Here, you hold this.
I don't know how to do this.
All you gotta do is
You can edit everything I do out.
No, you just gotta point it at stuff, just not in your butt crack. Or Chris's butt crack. We don't need any more of those.
See how off camera privilege is already.
Yeah, I saw that. You were definitely planning on that one. Ew. Those aren't cool. We'll put those in the not cool pile.
What would you call it?
Oh, that is definitely a crank condom. You did not lie about that one.
Okay, crank condom.
I'll go with that one. But thank you again, Brian.
Oh, it ain't no big deal.
And a wife share. And she brought us cookies. Not that I need cookies, but cookies are amazing. So we're gonna get all this stuff put up. I brought out the engine stand, Dad.
I know, it's gonna flip that over.
Oh yeah, let my hurt back do that. I'll get right on that.
Or I guess we can put it on upside down and swing it around.
We'll get her. We'll check in a minute.
Something funny.
So we got the 360 up on the stand, and Brian's finger and everything.
I can't help it.
But
I'm making sure when I dropped all them parts I didn't nick anything.
or yeah, I couldn't think of nothing funny. See if my flashlight will work. Yeah, they definitely did some work on these exhausts for sure. Definitely running fat. I ain't looked at them with this yet. But we got a J head and an X head. And by the way, fun fact, J heads are not really J heads, they're U heads. It's this little block you see here that cuts into the casting of what should be a U, and it turns into a J. I learned that from a Mopar guy at Indy Swap Meet once. But yeah, we got some beautiful port work in here. These will make a 360 run good. And like I said, these are both port matched together, so they're perfectly fine. Just because there's one X and one J, it don't matter. We can always grind the letters off and no one will ever know. But we got a complete 360 here. Brian tore apart for us so we could haul it in his Charger. And he brought us lots of goodies.
You want another fun fact?
Yeah.
If you drop this head with these springs and it lands right on the springs, they'll bounce up about 3 feet. Don't ask me how I know. I didn't do that one.
Okay. About 3 feet off the ground. Daggone.
I didn't drop your stuff.
Right.
That's hard to say with a straight face. It was easier on the phone.
Oh yeah, I can imagine. But This ought to make a pretty good screamer. I'm thinking, the crank looked good, didn't it, Brian?
Huh?
Crank looked good.
Yeah.
The crank was fine, so we'll probably just
crank.
cool. Oh, it's right. Yeah, I saw the pictures of it. So we'll either use these rods, or we may just ditch all this, and we'll go to kind of a similar style rod, but we're going to go to a floating pin with a KB piston, a hyperemetic, just because it's going to need valve. It's going to need valve reliefs, and these don't have any valve reliefs. And with the lift cam they had, should have had it, because some of these had nicks in them. This one does not. But yeah, if you're going to run a high lift cam, you need to have valve reliefs. And for the money they probably spent on these pistons at 40 over, which some guys will say is a no-no on a 360, but it's fine. Yeah. On a 340, 40 over would start to get kind of scary, because it's already 40 thousandths bigger bore than the 360. But, I mean, for the money you probably spent on these pistons, probably about $300 or $400 for stock Speed Pro or whatever replacements. You can buy the KBs with rings for $366 from Jegs. So that's going to be the route we go. They'll be valve relief. They're lighter pistons. Yeah, you can't put power adders to them, but you guys know I don't do power adders. Brian here does, though. He's got a badass little Dakota he's going to put a big block in, because he listened to me.
Mm-hmm.
Big blocks.
What you got?
Yeah, I know. For some reason. Yeah, and I just picked all this crap up. Yeah, 318. Yeah, I'm the big block and Hemi guy, and
there's more small blocks in this garage right now. Well, no.
Well, there's still the Pro Stock Hemi, the baby Hemi, which we'll consider a small block. There's the Hemi that I don't own over there. There's more small blocks in here, because there's 1, 2, 3. Yeah, there's a 3D3, Pro Stock Hemi. There's a 440 block behind that mess. There's that KB Hemi. So that's 3, if I can count. No, there's equal.
Okay.
Equal amounts. No, we're calling the baby Hemi a small block. So small blocks
What
win.
the Buick?
The nail head or the 215 aluminum engine?
Both.
Technically the 215 aluminum engine is the size of a small block Chevy.
Okay.
And that is the smallest version of a nail head at 3. Well, they have a 264 nail head, but that's a 322. So I guess I'm a small block guy. Yay.
And an A-body. Well, no, not quite an A-body guy.
Yeah.
Still got to buy one more.
Yeah, I'd have to have one more A-body, but I don't think we're buying any more cars. We're going to have to make that Duster really shit and get. We should have fired up the satellite for you and took you for a cruise in that.
Yeah. It'll be next time.
Yeah, it's a little cold to be firing up the satellite or Jezebel.
It'll be colder next time.
Oh, it's true. It'll be January.
We'll wait till summer.
Yeah, that'd be better for Jezebel. Maybe we can test out that fan shroud that everybody tells me I need on everything, and it didn't help Jezebel. But we'll see what happens. But, oh well, we've had fun. Selling parts. Brian got hooked up with some funky headers that probably won't work on a Dakota, but they were cheap. Windage tray, which is always a good thing on a big block build, and Indy timing chain cover, and my last good pair of Cal Custom valve covers, which were on Jezebel's 383.
Oh, well, that'll add 5 horsepower right there.
No, that'll actually subtract 10.
Oh.
Ratty Chargers.
Ratty, anything's cool.
Yeah, but it takes horsepower away.
No, it doesn't. Ratty is better.
Don't listen to him.
Ratty is better.
Anyways, just a short quickie for you guys. I want to thank Brian here and his wife Sherry for driving all the way from what city is that in Illinois?
Granite City, Illinois, just outside of St. Louis.
That's what I thought. For drive, that's what, 5 hours?
4.5.
4.5. We'll call it 5. Third time they come to visit me, and big thank you. In fact,
Woke up at 4:30 in the morning to load a motor.
yeah,
All for my buddy Jed.
I appreciate you bringing it out for me. So we got ourselves a badass little 360 to build, and well, hope you guys look forward to that one. I mean, the 360 and the Duster's running damn good, but we're gonna build something else just because old Jed ain't got to build an engine in well over a year because someone had decided to get cancer. Don't know who that was. just in case you don't know. Anyway, so hope you guys enjoyed it. And that was a little awkward, but we'll see you in the next one as always. Bye-bye. You want to say bye-bye? Yeah, you do.
Bye-bye.
Oh boy, man, I hate to ruin a great ending, especially one like that with my friend Brian. Again, thank you, Brian, for being in the video and for bringing me that 360. However, slight change of plans, man, and you know this, but the audience, most of them don't know. So that's what this video is about. Actually, I'm filming this little section several weeks after getting that engine, and a lot of nights of hard thinking on the engine thing, that 360 and everything, and I decided, you know what? We're going to put this out because Brian's a damn good friend. He's actually thinking about starting a YouTube channel, and I'm kind of encouraging him. I think, Brian, I think you should do a YouTube channel, man. And whenever he comes around and decides he wants to do it, you know, I would appreciate if you guys went and checked him out and everything. He's a great dude, great Mopar guy. Got a really badass little Dakota he's planning on putting a small block in. Then he wanted to go big block, and now he's thinking small block again. And I think he's talking about big block again. I think he needs something more like that there pro stock engine. By the way, headers turn out really nice. So let's move over to this 360. So I actually have this entire engine for sale because, well, plans change. So upon further inspection, the block and everything else is good about it. That's what I'm selling. What I'm not selling, and it's just merely because I don't trust them, is these awesome heads. Now these heads, first appearance, are amazing. And I can't fault Brian because it took me a lot of looking to find the faults. So this head, the J head, is excellent. That's a good head. However, the port job they did, they took a lot of material out of the bottom of the floor, and you really want to take it out of the top. So that's kind of a problem. You can actually see there on the gasket, they didn't take any material off the top. They took it all out of the bottom. And, well, that's not how air works. Air works on the top. So you actually want to remove this, not down here. So the port job is completely boogered. They messed that all up. However, I could probably look past that as good heads. You know, they got big valves, good springs, good stuff in them. However, the problem is, well, one, the port job, you know, trying to match that, and why would you match it, is actually the X head. So it took me a little bit of noticing to see what was going on, but I looked at these rocker pedestals and I was like, why did they put a hole there? And I was like, is that a crack? I don't know if you can see that. And then I moved down. Oh, you can see that yellow. Oh, wow. Look at that yellow. Is that a giant helicoil? And then that one. So, see if the light will help. Yep. So as you can see, they busted these freaking rocker pedestals and had to recreate them with brass through brazing. And they did a beautiful job, but myself personally, I can't trust those on a performance engine. You know, if I did the repair work, or if I knew who did the repair work, I could trust it. But I can't bring myself to sell someone these heads, and I wouldn't run them, so I don't expect no one else to run them. The only thing that's really valuable is the valves in them, and I don't know what brand they are. I don't know nothing about them, so I pretty much just backed off that deal. And in fact, we actually found a pretty killer deal. A complete 340 out in Colorado. Viewer of the channel offered it up, and we just need to meet up together and get that picked up, and we'll build that probably for the Duster. But yeah, well, they got stiff. But you know, performance race engine, I don't think so with a piston like that. You know, that's just a stocker, basically stock replacement, Speed Pro, and they're great pistons, but race motor, don't think so. So this engine is going to be going. If anybody's curious, I'm trying to get my money back out of it. I guess if someone really wanted the heads, they can take a chance on them. I'm not. I got $300 in this, and I'm trying to see if I can get at least $350, at least maybe make $50, but you know, not much of a profit margin on that thing. And so it's for sale on the old Facebook Marketplace, because that's the new place to sell things. And I have this wicked Torker 340 intake, Torker 2, that I was going to run on whatever engine I built, but I guess we'll have to see what happens with that. And I do have a bunch of stored up footage, but they're video projects that are to come in the future. Like that little 215 Olds. I actually just bought another one of those engines. Anybody's interested in seeing, you know, making one good engine out of the two, I actually have a whole series pre-cancer stuff, taking that engine apart, breaking it free, and, you know, and I ended up just putting it back together just that way it wasn't sitting in a million pieces. But those are an engine I love. I love those engines almost as much as my nail heads, which is underneath there. Which, that's the engine you see in the videos running with the big, those Zoomy style headers, the Lakester headers I built. But now that's got dual quads on it, and I just need to get back on that engine. And then this engine, we also have a video series on all filmed. This is my other 241 Hemi that I bought to keep. Super red ram chrome valve covers. Factory 4-barrel intake, cast iron. In fact, I believe Brian and my friend Thomas both helped me put this engine back together. And I can't remember if we put this one together on a live stream or not. I had two of these. And I sold the other one that had the blower on it. In fact, I got a video making zoomies for this engine somewhere. I don't even know where the zoomies went. There's somewhere. Oh, I can see a pipe right there. There's a little 273. Someday I'm going to put that together just for shits and giggles. See what that does. I got everything for it, minus some springs and valves. So we'll put that together super dirt cheap. Have some fun with it. By the way, at 360, I do have the crank, rods, pistons. So it's like cam lifters, bearings, and stuff like that to put it back together. Anybody's interested. But what I'm really doing is I'm getting prepped for the Indy swap meet in March, which is March 6th and 7th. I'm leaving here in Kansas to go to Missouri on the 4th, and I'm cannonballing up with Brian. So if anybody's going to the Indy swap meet in March, I will be there, as I always am, in my booth. Hopefully I got my booth. And that's what you see in these totes, is I've been gathering up parts, selling them on Facebook and stuff. And inside these totes is a bunch of my speed parts we're going to be selling to fund projects, and actually selling things crazy. These are I actually just got back from Salina with my friend Thomas, who lives here in town. Thomas is the Thomas that allowed me to do the burnouts at his place that failed spectacularly, but he went out with me, and we dropped off a small block Chevy for him, and I picked up my spare set of dual plug aluminum Hemi heads. This is my Sox and Martin head, and you know, if you don't believe me, what? That S.M, you may not be able to see that. That is a Sox and Martin used head. Now, Sox and Martin, they would build heads out for any Joe Schmo racer if he had the money. And they also had their heads, and how you differentiate the difference is Sox and Martin used heads they built for themselves is S.M, and a Sox and Martin customer head is Sox and Martin all spelled out. That doesn't mean go making fakes and stuff, because there's other things on these heads that denote what a real Sox and Martin head is and what a fake is, or a customer head versus their used heads. And I'm not showing you those differences because we don't need a bunch of fakes coming up. So I'm basically just getting ready for Indy, and I got to see progress on the Pro Stock Engines aluminum heads, and Mark at Advanced Engine, actually the whole team at Advanced Engine Machine in Salina, Kansas. Killer job making those heads brand new, and it's gonna probably hurt the pocketbook, but I know they will be perfect. And who knows, probably pull those heads off the Pro Stock once it's running. And if we can ever build a Hemi for Jezebel, that'll be sweet. And by the way, another little progress update. The other Hemi that I went and picked up in that one video is like my dream Hemi or whatever. We actually, through the power of Facebook and the internet, we actually found the car that block belonged to. An absolutely incredible journey. That block and its 69 Roadrunner, they got separated at some point in the 70s or 80s. And the Roadrunner wound up on the east coast of the U.S. and the block stayed like in Michigan. And the block sat underneath a racer's bench for 30 years or whatever. And I bought it, and then I posted a picture of the van on Facebook, you know, just see if anybody had the block. And Well and behold, the guy who restored the Roadrunner was like, hey, I know that car. He got me hooked up with the owner of the car who bought it at auction up in Canada, and he bought the block back. We sold it to him reasonable. We didn't gouge him too bad. Too bad. And everybody involved in that, I appreciate it. That was an awesome experience. And I think it was Bruce is his name. Who restored the car. He's talking about maybe writing an article on it, which would be really sweet. So I just wanted to, you know, tag a little bit extra information on this video, let you guys know what's going on. It is currently probably 10 degrees outside. I don't really know. The low of next week is -2 with a high of 10. So, and I'm not really worried about I don't want to get sick. And I normally get sick once a year. And, well, last year I kind of had cancer. So that's kind of sicknesses to end all sicknesses. I guess that was 2 years ago now, maybe. I don't remember now. 2019, October is when I was diagnosed. Anyways, it doesn't matter. So, not really worried about putting out too many videos. And I apologize for that. But, you know, swap meet and stuff, that's a little more important to me, making money. So we can continue to build these very expensive projects. I'm looking at you, Pro Stock Hemi. You're going to break me. But God, that's going to be badass. So yeah, that's what's going on, guys. And I didn't want to, you know, post this 360 video and everybody get hyped up and everything, and then it not come to fruition, because I don't like that. And I just figured I'd let you know what's going on, give you some updates on this video, and all that fun stuff. So yeah. Well, I look forward to meeting any of you who plan on coming to the Indy Swap Meet. That's March 6th and 7th again. If you stop by my booth and you see me, say hi. We'll bullshit for a little bit. Maybe you'll buy some freaking awesome parts, like maybe these 660 Holly center squirters that are for sale that I don't need. It's all about getting rid of things to kill temptations, and that is one hell of a temptation that I got to get rid of. So, oh, yep, it's cold. I can't feel my hands now. And, well, I just want to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. You're an absolutely amazing crowd of people. I love I love 90% of the comments. 90%. And the 90% of you, you make my day. The 10% who write crap in the comments, you ruin my day. So, you know, give or take. But anyways, just love you guys. You guys are awesome. And look forward to seeing you in the next video, as always. And I'll see you then. So bye-bye.